What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where you and I hang out for a little while and play an indie game that's been bouncing around my desk over the course of the last week. I've been putting a lot of time into this one. The game is called Streets of Fury, a side-scrolling beat-em-up on offer from Guard Crush Games. Now, side-scrolling beat-em-up games don't come along very often. It's kind of like one of those abandoned genres that nobody risks to make because there's so many bad side-scrolling beat-em-ups out there, and there's a very specific way. It's kind of like one of those genres where it's easy to think that it's an easy game to make because you're walking sideways and you're punching stuff, but there's very specific things that have to happen in order for your side-scrolling beat-em-up game to be good. And so I can name you, a dozen terrible side-scrolling beat-em-ups from PlayStation and Super Nintendo and all that did it very, very wrong. And so honestly, a lot of developers don't risk making games like this, but they are one of my favorites. One of the things that I don't talk about very often on the channel is the fact that I like Streets of Rage 2 a lot. I've beaten it like 150 times. Like, seriously, I play it to this day all the time. Since I was like 6 years old, I still play that game all the time, and it's one of my favorites. I love Golden Axe, I love Separation Anxiety, Double Dragon, all those games, and so it's very rare that I get the opportunity to show off a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and Streets of Fury is just that sort of game. So let's be on our way, we'll play the game and just talk a little bit about what I like about it. So there's 3 different game modes we can play. Campaign, which is just going through levels, beating guys up. Challenge modes, which is going to be special enemy sets that are kind of difficult that you got to figure out kind of like the strategy to beat them all without dying. Survival mode is exactly what it sounds like. It's you fighting against waves of enemies until you die, and then versus mode where you can play other players. We're going to do campaign mode today. I'm not going to resume. We're going to do plan A. I haven't beaten it just yet. I've made it to the final boss like 5 times, and I just can't beat the bastard. Like, seriously, I've made it to the final boss, and I just can't seem to get through his second phase. I've been struggling with it, and unfortunately, I'm not very skillful, so I would show you the pact, but unfortunately, oh, apparently it unlocks with levels. Well, never mind then, but I've made it to the final boss of plan A. I just can't seem to beat him. Let's go ahead. The game is very difficult. I would recommend that you pay attention to what it says when it has the different difficulty modes. You should probably play on medium if you're alone. The game is pretty good in co-op. I had a chance to play it with a friend the other day. It was a blast. Let's go ahead and play on medium. We get to pick a character, and so what's going to surprise you here, if you're anything like me, is that the game actually uses live-action animation overlaid on sprites in order to play out the action on screen. Very cool idea, and nobody does this anymore. This was a very popular thing for like 2 years on the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and then everybody just stopped doing it. And so anyways, it's really, really difficult to do this, by the way, and so I appreciate the fact the development team went through and they did something that's both old school and B, very, very difficult to accomplish, and it also looks very, very nice. I mean, it's nostalgic for me. I enjoy the hell out of it. There's a lot of characters you get to pick from. They all got their different stats right here. My favorites are probably Mitch Cassidy. I like Ruby Diamond. She's pretty good. I also like Jackknife, although I like him a little bit less. Dr. Klaus is pretty good. I haven't played Sam I Am a whole lot. I don't really like Jean-Louis Marceau that much. He's okay. His combos are really, really good. But, I played Bonsai a little bit. I've only played him like once. Didn't enjoy the experience. I do like Yamato. You unlock characters along the way, and so if you're into things that unlock as you play the game, as you kill enemies, you get XP, which will fill up a bar when the bar fills up. It's a level up, a security level up, that is. And as you get higher and higher, you unlock new features and new characters. So basically, just about everybody you fight in the game becomes an unlockable character eventually, just in case you wanted to play them. Either way, I've unlocked everything to here. I think this guy, and this guy are the 3 that I've unlocked so far by playing the game. I will probably start out with Mitch Cassidy because anytime you play a fighting game or a side-scrolling game, you always pick the karate guy first. He's always got the well-rounded abilities, so let's go with him. We'll try him out. Alright, so the first boss we're going to fight up against is going to be, I think, Wong the Giant is his name? Yeah, that's what it is. Wong the Giant. 1 letter off from being just like a barroom legend. You could be Wang the Giant. Then people always be asking questions, be up in the dating circuit looking good. Be like, I heard his name's Wang the Giant. I'm like, gotta ask this guy a few more questions. Let's jump down in here. Now, you can swap in between layers, so let me fight here for a second, and I'll talk about the controls. I would highly recommend you play this game with a controller. This is not a game that is super easy to play with the keyboard. If you're gonna try and play with the keyboard, good luck. Wouldn't recommend it. So first things first, I'm playing with an Xbox controller, so all buttons are going to be relayed in terms of that terminology. The X button is going to be your default combo attack. If you ever played Streets of Rage, it's your B button. You just mash it over and over again to combo on people. If you hold up, it'll do a different combo. So there it is right there, just in case you want to do that. Or if you hold down, it'll do an entirely different combo. So there are 3 different combos you can execute with each character. The Y button is going to be knock-ups, knock-downs, and knockbacks. And so just in case you wanted to gain some room or you wanted to do a juggle combo, that's how you're going to do it. In fact, let's knock up this guy right here. No, we're not going to impregnate him. It's not a sexual reference. And, oh, he donkey punched me. That's not very nice. I suppose we were talking about knocking people up, though, so I figure, whatever. Not going to let him punch me in the back of the head if I can help it. Let's back them up a little bit. B button attacks are going to use up your stamina. Your stamina is how much you can block by holding the left trigger. When you get hit while blocking, it drains your stamina. If you run out of stamina, it's called a guard crush, and it stuns you for a while. So there are kind of like some fighting game things in here that you need to be aware of. Still, B button attacks, we've got that one right there. We've got kind of like a Shoryuken. We've got like a jump kick right there. And then the other one that we have, I think, is a big headbutt. On top of that, we've got super specials, which is where you hold down the right trigger. If you hold down the right trigger, the right X and right Y and right B, right trigger X, right trigger Y, and right trigger B will do different attacks that you can see up at the top. Those are triggered by your Fury bar. Each time that it says Fury up there, that means that we have one cell full, so we could technically do 3 specials right now if we wanted to attack our enemies. I'm not going to let him nunchuck me right now. I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood to catch a wooden stick to the cranium. I'm going to block him off. You see that right there where it said B button to counter? If you take too many attacks in rapid succession, you can counter out of it so that you don't get corner trapped. That's careful attention to detail as well, because a lot of games have exploitable mechanics. So for example, in Streets of Rage, if you punch very slowly like that, it'll permanent stun an enemy. Like you can just sit there and you can kill some of the toughest bosses in the game that way. Just by timing your punches properly, you can stun lock them to death. And so that avoids that situation happening where if you do that too much, the enemies will counter you, or you can counter them. Let's play around with some specials. I feel like the specials are what people are going to ask about the most. The game does have these little cinematics right here. I think the live action was a good choice for this game. It really helps it stand out by comparison to its competition, which honestly, it doesn't really have that much competition because side-scrolling beat-em-up games don't happen anymore. Like, it's just not a thing that most people will allocate development resources toward because people are very, very finicky about the side-scrolling beat-em-up games that they like. Let me see if I can do a special here. There we go. There it is. Just combo this guy out real fast. And then up into the air. Take him. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So we knocked his bar down a little bit. He's going to be one of the first enemies that you actually need to block. And he's also one of the first enemies that will block you. So you need to guard break him when he's all settled down. Oh. Alright. I see how it goes. Let's set this thing up, man. Let's fight. Let's do this thing. What, you don't want to block me? Oh, you're going to drop kick me. That seems to be your weapon of choice. Alright. So let's not get drop kicked anymore. I think I would rather avoid that from here on in. Looks like he's going to try and circle around, but I'm going to get him with a special. Oh, there it is. Guard crushed and laid the hell on. Yep, sit down, man. You've just been outclassed. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules, but I do enforce them. He's going to try and jump in on me. After the jump in, you always got to watch out because he's got an uppercut that he did right there that'll actually deny you aerial superiority. So just be very, very careful about it. We don't want any like little mermaid situations happening here. Let's get down into here, see if I can combo him out. There we go. We got him taken care of. Alright, so we can also dash if you double tap forward. Oh, shit, I didn't know you were over here. I thought the level was over. I didn't realize there was another guy back here. Okay, so that was my mistake for being presumptuous. Let me see if I can get him the hell up out of my way. Be careful about the nunchuck guys. They tend to come straight out of their knockdown. Ooh, got you and your little buddy here. Ooh, counter that before it guard breaks me. Okay, gotta be real. I'm just gonna go in on this one. Let's go ahead and finish them off real fast because I can't block that many attacks without getting guard broken. And I'm not confident enough in my abilities to time the counters to think that I could pull it off. So there's a little hit right there. Put him up in the air and then put him back down again. Oh, yeah. Like a kiwi at the supermarket. There we go. Because people pick it up and then they like sniff it and then they put it back down. I hate it when people do that, but I get it. Like, you don't want to get any rotten fruit or anything. I'm going to go for... Yes! Oh, unfortunately, I tried to get him with the Shoryuken right there, but he blocked it, which meant that I didn't have enough to guard break him. Let's go ahead and put him in the air. Oh! He did the little attack right there, so we lucked out. Let's see if I can... Ah, shit. There it is. Alright, so he's going to go straight through us. And unfortunately, we are really, really surrounded right now, so we got problems. What I don't want to happen is for them to drop layers and be all around me, because if that ends up happening, you are in deep, deep trouble. Little bit of a knockdown right there. See if I can get a block off real quick. See if I can get the knockback real quick right there to get me some space. Alright, and then we'll clear out a couple of you guys. He's going to come back and he might get a guard break. Oh, he didn't. He didn't get a guard break right there. I lucked out hardcore. Okay, so let's wait on this. Take him to the ground real fast. See if I can get that locked in, and then a punch to the spine, and down he goes. A punch to the spine! Oh my god, you destroyed it! My spine has been damaged irreparably. Alright, so we got a bunch of little guys in here, and then we're going to fight the boss. And so obviously you got to have the cannon fodder before you get up in there and fight the real thing. The enemy does try to circle you in this game, which is actually pretty clever. It can actually be pretty difficult to deal with sometimes, especially once there gets to be like 8, 9 people on screen at a time. You can get real hectic trying to keep things from getting in behind you. Get that block in, and then I'm going to go in for a combo right here and see what we can accomplish. Oh, yeah, keep that combo rising. I don't even care. Do it off screen. I didn't want to see it anyways. Whatever, it's all good. 420 damage dealt. Security on up. That's going to be Wong the Giant right there. He's going to belly hump everybody to death if we let him. He's also got another special ability. He hits things in adjacent layers, which it took me forever to latch onto that, where I'm like, oh my god, he's hitting me from top when I'm in mid. And so you got to watch out for that. Just be aware that he can do some serious... What, you want me to come on? I'm going to kick you in the shin then? You better watch out. I'll Dennis Alexio you down, pal. You'll be done. Okay, so there's another thing you need to know. When the enemy goes white like that, they are immune to attacks. They will just continue attacking through you. That's their super special, and so watch out for it. He's probably going to try... Oh, he didn't. He didn't block that right there. Okay, well, never mind. Let's get some loving on him. He's got a lot of HP, though. He's got, like, a lot of HP. I'm going to wait for him to get back up. He's going to try and super us. He's going to go into a block after that, fairly predictably, but we're going to guard break it, so it's not going to matter. And then if he goes invisible like that, you see how he went translucent? That means that you've got to worry about him. Oh, and sometimes they just attack through anyways. So that's one of those unavoidable things right there where, like, even if I was blocking, I'm not sure. Because he attacked out of my attack. And so, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do to counter that. It's basically kind of a freebie on his part. He's going to get his stamina back if I don't... he's jumping around a lot. Yeah, he got his stamina back before I could do anything about it. Let's go ahead and guard crush him right there. He's going to come back at us. Not going to let that happen, and see if we can go all in right here and get another guard crush with a super special. There it is. There it is. Lay him on down. See if we can get some damage off right there, and a little bit of a gap in between us and him because he tends to function poorly at a range. So there it is. He's going to try and transpose us into the next layer over. I think we've got an opening for a combo right there. These big guys are actually modified variants, so if you've got an enemy that's bigger but looks the same as another, it means he has more HP. He's just more of a damage soak. Now, if you've got an enemy that's different colored from the other one, so if it was this guy in the hoodie but he was colored red, that means he's an upgraded version that has like special abilities and stuff, and so you got to watch out for that too. I've got Fury right now, so you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I don't think we're going to be able to guard break Wong, but we might be able to clear out some of his little homies. I don't know. Let me get away from him real fast. Give myself a little bit of room. Oh, there it is. He's going to summon in a few more enemies, I think. He attacks straight through my attack. That's one of those things I don't like very much. It upsets me. Because there's no way around it. There's nothing you can do about it. He just attacks through your attack. And since you can't actually, it has to do with the animations. Since you can't go through and you can't block out of an animation, like once you initiate an animation in this game, you are stuck with it. Like that punch animation, I can't block out of that until it's completely done. And so enemies that just ignore your attacks when you've got them in the middle of a combo and just like break out of it, they can be a little bit troublesome. They can definitely be a little bit troublesome if you're not ready for them. There's a little bit of damage right there. I think I'll probably try and keep my gap just because I don't want them to get around on all sides of me. If I go back in right there, we should be able to deal a little bit of damage. Big dude up here is going to taunt me. He's going to use his stamina to get the hell out of the way. I tried to get out of the way, but I failed. I failed miserably. Let's take him on up. There it is right there. Take him on up and take him on out, and then I'm going to use these guys to charge up my Fury meter a little bit further. He's going to come at us after that attack. He's always a little bit vulnerable. So we want to... he blocked it. Okay, so never mind. See if we can get on him right there. Guard crush. We should be able to get a really solid combo off right here. There we go. And so down he falls. We don't have too much left to go on him, but we still want to be careful about it because we get all of our health back at the end of the level. You gotta be careful because really, honestly, making it through a level without using a continue is a big deal in this game. There. Oh, that still frame. Combo him in the air. Yeah. There it is. That's what I like to see in slow-mo when I take somebody out. Taunt. Whoa. You can do taunts by pressing B and Y at the same time and holding different directions. Oh, he did the same taunt twice. You can also do that one right there. And then there's another taunt if you hold down, I think. Oh, never mind. Maybe it's just that one. There we go. You can taunt him. That's the one that I like. I try to pull that one out whenever I can. I keep it in my back pocket. Unfortunately, I got like a wallet back there and a bunch of other stuff, so it gets full. So I got to pull it out more frequently so I don't mess up my lumbar. You know what I mean? I heard that sitting on your wallet is really bad for you. Like research shows, so I got a money clip now. I don't know. I don't use a wallet anymore. Still, the money clip's kind of a pain in the ass because it destroys all your cards. We got ourselves a guy with a gun right here, just in case you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. You are not alone. Well, I feel better about that. Thank you. I mean, I feel like I might not have to call my mother crying tonight. You fixed it. It's all better. The guys that are color blue are on our team, so he's going to be an ally just in case you don't have anybody to play with. The game will assign AIs to you who can play through levels with you. Oh, I timed that wrong. Luckily, he didn't get me with the big combo, but still. Ooh, got him with the knee to the stomach, and down he goes with the double punch. Got him in the solar plexus and the gut at the same time. That's all kinds of unfortunate. I love the music in this game, by the way. It fits. It totally fits the genre of game. And so now you'll see that the actual boss has become an enemy that we have to deal with now. It sort of escalates like that. Pretty soon, all the bosses will be things that just randomly show up in the middle of levels. You want to come back down here, buddy? You want to come back down here so I can get you with a big sexy combo? Just get you all nice and gassed up. There it is. Yeah, guard break on. Oh, we got you tag team. You thought he was down, but nope, he's back up. You're getting dealt with. Getting dealt with by my redneck homie with the camo hat. I'm just going to let him deal with you. You're not worthy. Go ahead. Go ahead, redneck camo guy. Take him out. He's all yours. Well, really? You're going to let him use you as a weapon against me? All right, I'll help. I'll help a little bit. It appears as though graffiti artist is like the #1 occupation around this area. Ow! You pulled me into your lair. I didn't want to be in your lair. I don't like your lair at all. Your lair is cheap and on the wrong side of town. Oh, barely blocked that one. Get up in there, knock him up in the air, maybe juggle him back. Oh, give him a little punch to the gut. There it is. See if I can keep him from using his attack. Oh, no. No, he got me from behind again. No, stop getting me from behind. That's one of those things that I reserve for special dates, like the 5th date, for example. Then we can do that one, but not right now. That guy's down. Let's go ahead and swap layers, get our block on. And then we'll kick his ass real quick. Well, I guess that wasn't his ass, but you get what I mean. We'll kick the front of him repeatedly until he flies off into the... God, I love that combo right there. That is sexy. When he knocks him up into the air and then does like that little Dragon Ball Z punch back down into the ground. Like, get dealt with, noob. I don't know, it makes me happy. Sweet kick. Oh, sweet punch, I guess. You want to fight me? We can fight right now. There it is. Oh, no, I missed you with my Shoryuken. I wanted to get you with that so badly, too. Ah, bastard, stop moving. Shoryuken. There it is. You can't really do much with that, though. Like, I wish you could, I suppose I might try and go, like, oh, I tried to get him with that elbow. I tried to get him with that elbow so hard. That's all that I wanted. When you switch layers, you can also kick people. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intended, but when you switch layers like that, with the faster characters, they get like a little stun kick real fast. If you can press X at the right timing, you can kick people in between layers. A useful thing to do if you need to clear out some space and there's a bunch of people in the area. Oh, I'm going to get on this. Hold on, I got to get on this one. There we... Oh, no, we got nunchaku dudes all over the place again. And these guys have a very real habit of, like, ruining my day. Let's just go ahead and kick these guys a couple of times. That would be one of those moments where it would have been the perfect time to just splice in like a Beastie Boys. Kick it! Like, that would have worked perfectly fine, but unfortunately, I didn't have one ready. Block that one from the top. Oh, we might get guard countered. Ooh, headbutts. It's either headbutts or biting. I'm not sure which. Go ahead and get him out of the way. I can revive this dude, I think. There we go. Get him on back up by bowing to him. I guess that's restorative in some way. Our ki must be strong. We got our chi and our ki all working in tandem. Kick that guy a couple more times. Stop. Don't com. He's done. He's done. Don't combo him. We got to go to the next level. Come on, man. We got stuff to do. We got to dash like this. Oh, that guy's back. He's like, hey, I'm back. Ooh. So you guys are just going to tag team him, huh? You're just going to grab his pigtails and destroy him. All right, whatever. Do what you got to do. I'm going to come over here because I don't want to get caught up in it by accident. Comboed! Well, that sucks to be that level 1 guy. I didn't really get any of the other ones. Damn, they are whooping that dude's ass. He's having the worst day ever. Should have stayed home. Just give it up. The life of thuggery is not for me. Yo, ho, ho, ho. I was going to finish this song, but it's not very nice. Finish that off right there. Ooh, that bled very, very nicely. See, I try to keep it PG-13 rated. I also try not to be too pejorative in this whole thing. Like, I don't know, is that the right word? I try not to be, like, too mean. You know what I mean? Aw, man. You knocked out both of my friends? Those are my homies. No, and then you drop kicked me in the chin? Who does that? Who does that? You beat up my friends and then you drop kicked me in the chin. Oh, and then you... That was like the in-game equivalent of a flash kick. And I ate right into it, too. I walked right into it. I was like, he's going to uppercut me when I jump. I know he is. There, get out of here. I'm going to guard break you. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Oh, good. My homies cleaned up the other guy, too. Apparently, Senks is very, very popular in this neighborhood. I don't know who Senks is, but he's got it down. He's got that one, just that one little tag. He does it all the time. He's got it covered. Like the wall that he already spray painted. Yeah, that's not acceptable. Let's not do that. So you see how he's red colored? That means he has new abilities, namely that little jump attack right there. Once they change to like, there's another color too, where they change into where they get a super attack just like mine, where they can actually hold down their like little digital AI right trigger and they can super attack me. Okay, a little attack right there. You gotta watch out for him jumping in from off screen though. Oh, bastards. Yeah, but I can't see. It tells me that like I don't know, but because they're attacking in alternates, unfortunately the counterattack, I won't have the stamina to block both of their attacks without getting guard. I'm gonna just, let's just go for it. Whatever. Super attack. I'm gonna clear this out the only way that I know how. Cheese mode style. Yep. Never underestimate the power of my cheese. My cheese is strong, like a sharp cheddar. Ow, that was an ass whooping right there. I will not fall down here. You will not defeat me. It will not happen. I think the blue one's on my side, maybe. I don't know. He might not be. I mean, he's whooping up that guy, so... Oh, nope, they both want some. Alright, well, if you really want it, I mean, I'm not going to deny you. Ugh. Get him up, and then go straight at... Oh, that was nice right there. That was nice. I like that. I like that. Get that done. Alright, who we got? There's somebody here. Oh, shit. This is not going to end well for me. I am super surrounded. Oh, we're on a single layer, too. Oh, that is all bad. Oh, no. No. I got to clear out some space here. I've got to get them on one side of me or otherwise, like, away from me. It's the only way we're going to survive this. Take them up to the sky. Oh, yeah, to the cloud, he said. And they're now down, and now I get to beat up their... No! I get to have poor depth perception and not beat up their friend. Okay. That's right. Get dealt with. I only do, like, 2 combos because I'm bad at the game. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but, you know. What works, works. You use the things that work, and you leave the things that don't. I do like this game quite a lot. This is one of those games that I could see myself playing a lot. Streets of Fury, I've been playing it every single night for a couple hours at the bare minimum while I watch Netflix or whatever. I've played these levels like 6 times already, but I'm still enjoying the game. Like, it's still fun. Like, it's a very well-made beat-em-up game. So, let's go ahead and do our pros and cons because I think that's really what's going to solidify the icing on... You want solid ice on... I don't think you want solid icing on your cake. It's going to put the icing on the cake here so that you can decide if this is a purchase that's going to be worth it for you. As far as I'm concerned, they absolutely nailed it with Streets of Fury, so well done, developers. And if I gave out a numerical grade as a portion of my review, they would be flying super high right now with stars, numbers, controllers, or whatever other random little icon you would use to represent goodity. Still, I'm going to break this thing down because this is a formal review. In terms of graphical representation, I loved the live action, and it makes this game very memorable. Live action games only existed for a little while, and then they came, they went, and you don't see them anymore. And I love the fact that the developers took the time and the effort to make a live action sprite game. Like, that is the coolest thing ever. I think the backgrounds of some of the levels get a little bit repetitive, but never to the point where I cared. Like, I simply noticed and just kept punching. And while the actors portraying the characters are obviously not professional fighters, it doesn't really matter because Streets of Fury manages to land on this very careful bullseye of being campy and fun without becoming low budget and trashy, and that's such a hard bullseye to hit, and so I really do applaud the developers in hitting it. The moving parts that you would want in a beat-em-up game are all in the proper places. Collision feels really good in between characters, the supers are bone-jarring, and the contact of blows will give you a satisfying crunch, and actually what it really reminds me of is like back when you used to walk through an arcade in the 80s and the early 90s, you would hear people playing fighting games and beat-em-ups, and you would hear like ooh 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 ah ah like all kinds of like random sound effects and whatnot. That's what it reminds me of. Like, all the sound effects are very carefully tuned to remind you of old arcade play. The OST, the soundtrack, phenomenal. The techno keeps thumping the entire time, keeps the action pumping, and honestly, the unlocks and the mastery of combos, in light of that, will keep you drinking in this gameplay for quite some time to come. The variability in enemies helps in this regard as well, because beat-em-up games really suffer from having enemy repetition, and as the enemy types in this game are cycled, recycled, and buffed as you play the game, it's nice to see them doing different things. So recolors of the enemies do new things. They get new attacks and new specials and new combos. They don't just get stronger, and there always seems to be some new bad guys patterns for you to memorize. Like every single level has at least like one new bad guy that you're gonna fight. And so if you're into well-made beat-em-up games and don't mind a little bit of goofy and bad acting in your title, Streets of Fury is an absolute must-have for the beat-em-up fan, as it stands up favorably when compared to all of the classics. That's right, I said it and I won't take it back. I like this game equally as much as Final Fight, Streets of Rage, Battletoads, Double Dragon, Separation Anxiety, Golden Axe, The Punisher, or any other beat-em-up that you can name. They did a very good job with this title. I look forward to seeing what Guard Crush is going to do in the future. As someone who absolutely loves side-scrolling beat-em-ups, as someone who those are a passion of mine, this title managed to be a breath of fresh air while still managing to stimulate nostalgia all through my playthrough. If you want to check the game out, it's called Streets of Fury. It's $9.99 on Steam right now. I've got all the information down below. This series is called Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where you and I hang out for a little while and play an indie game that I've been bashing my head against over the course of the last week. Check out Streets of Fury. Seriously, it's worth it. This is a very good game. I'll see y'all later. How you do, everybody?